Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For pi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Roof Max. Ask Ben how. Real easy. That's all you got to do is give him a call. First of all, 989-859-6751. That's the number. Or you can get the number by going to his website, askbenhow.com. And while you're there, do a little research. I did. Then I gave him a call, 989-859-6751. I said, my roof is 20, 21, 22 years old. I really don't know for sure. I need somebody to just check things out. Came, he said, hey, you don't need a new roof at all. There's a couple of things that we can do, but I'm going to add some life to that roof, and it's not going to cost you very much money. I said, gee, I know what the cost of a new roof is. And he said, don't worry about it. You don't need a new roof. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the Roof Max process together and install it on your home and your barn. It restores the flexibility, extends the life of your roof. I'm going to save you thousands of dollars and a big headache. Well, he was right. Safe, quick, transferable warranty. Saw it myself. I trust it. You maintain your equipment. Your roof needs maintenance too, and Roof Max delivers. AskBenHow.com, because a little care today is going to save you a whole lot more tomorrow. Let's take a look and see what's going on with our markets today. Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons joining me right now. Melinda, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Hey, not too bad. How's things looking?
We have corn up 1, beans up 4, and wheat up 4. A lot of questions going into October as the bears in the corn market are looking for support between the $4 and $4.10 futures range. U.S. ending stocks appear to be a little more burdensome. The USDA added 207 million bushels to the balance sheet on yesterday's report. The USDA currently is expecting new crop yield to be 186.7 bushels per acre, but we are supposed to get an update on October 9th. And with the government shutdown, I do not believe we'll be getting any update for our October WASDE report unless we can get the government back open.
Well, I'll tell you, those updates make it really interesting, don't they?
It does. And trade is guessing anywhere this yield is from a 178 to 184 bushels per acre. And that leaves a lot to be decided when you don't have any report kind of regulating the baseline in corn. The bean market, lot of comments there today as Trump announced yesterday on Wednesday that he would press the Chinese president into restarting purchases of the crop when the two meet at the end of the month, and they finally released a date that they are meeting the end of this month. So that is really exciting. And beans are closed up 12 yesterday, just alone on that news.
Oh, well, it is good news. I mean, we've got to sell our product, and we're having a real tough time doing it, aren't we?
Yeah. China definitely helps our balance sheet, but our balance sheet is pretty tight as is. We have several sources forecasting the U.S. soybean yield at a 53.5 to 54, which is just slightly above where the USDA has us. So that could add a little bit to our production. I still think there's a lot of people out there having a hard time believing it's above 51, just for where the good to excellent conditions have rated over the last few weeks across all the states. And having a month and a half of no rain in some parts has really put a damper on some bean yields.
Yeah, it sure has.
There is a lot to shake out in the market, not only with not having any October WASDE report next week, maybe on October 9th, but also what this harvest yield leaves us with.
Yeah. So right now on the board, what do you have?
And nearby we have corn at $3.55, April corn at $4, new crop 26 corn at $4, nearby soybeans at $9.42, new crop 26 soybeans at $9.90, nearby red wheat at nearby red wheat at $4.33, new crop July 26 red wheat at $4.91, and new crop July 26 white wheat at $5.11.
All righty. Hey, you have a great day, Melinda. Thank you so much.
Hey, you guys too.
All righty. Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining us right now. The market report brought to you by Steiner Tractor. You know, your tractor may be a hobby, passion, or livelihood, or even a legacy for the next generation. And at Steiner, they do share their enthusiasm for these antique machines and know that you want to keep them running. So that's why Dan Steiner and his staff down there do take their job personally at Steiner Tractor Parts. 800-234-3280 or go to steinertractor.com. Market report today also brought to you by the folks at Krizak's House Family Restaurant. Got to supply the food for an event coming up right around the corner or down the road a little bit, doesn't make any difference. 989-894-5531. That's the telephone number. Krizak's House Restaurant. Great place to dine in as well, so check them out. Krizak's, corner of Cass in Michigan, on the south side of Bay City. Doug Klein, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, kind of an interesting day. At least we have a little bit of green out there.
A little bit of green on the grains. That's okay. Yeah, Caterpillar hit an all-time high today. That's obviously on gold mining and such. Apparently that's, good as gold. FMC hit a new low today. That's the fertilizer company. They're kind of turned around, and so they're still out. They're up a nickel right now, so they're not ending it all today. Nvidia, the chip company that makes AI part of our lives, which is sad. But anyway, they hit an all-time high today. They haven't hit the 200 mark yet, but they're 190 or so. So that's still a thing. Ford hit a new high today for the year. That's kind of interesting. They are only in 12 and a quarter or so. It's not like when Biden jumped in the electric vehicle and pushed them to $24 a share because it was so cool. That was short-lived, obviously. So anyway, here's your numbers. The December corn, 4.18, up a penny and a half. The March corn is 4.34 and a half, up 1 3/4. November soybeans, 10.17 and a half, up 4 1/2. January soybeans, 10.35 and a quarter, up 4 1/4. December wheat is 5.13 and a quarter, up 4, and March wheat 5.31, up 3 1/2. Crude oil getting hit a little bit today, 60.71, down $1.07. Heating oil 224.77, down 5 1/2 cents. Gasoline 185, down 3.6 cents. Natural gas is 356 and a half. That's up 9 1/2 cents, 2.7%. So that's still pretty cheap. Over to currencies. Canadian dollar. U.S. dollar buys $1.3981 Canadian. That's up another 47 ticks. The dollar buys 147.41 yen. That's up 36 ticks. The euro's at 116.88. That's down 41 ticks. The dollar's at 98.09, up 39 ticks. Gold is at $38.30.90, down $36.60. Silver's $45.38, down $1.90. That's 4%. Platinum is at $15.66.40, down $25.30, and copper bucking the trend at $4.88.45, up 5.4 cents.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why it's doing that?
Who knows? Billionaires playing billionaire games, AI playing AI games.
That's the thing that scares me about this AI stuff.
You just don't.
No.
No rational concept of where things are going.
Exactly. Doug, you have a good one. Thank you. All righty. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union. They can help with lines of credit, the equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. Why don't you stop by any one of their offices today and see how they can become your hometown financial solution? Find out more by going to frankenmuthcu.org. Markets also brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain, their Dairyland Seed headquarters. Now's the time to be working with the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. And of course, with all of the soil prep going on this fall for either wheat or something else that you might be doing with that land here before the weather turns south, Vic Huffer has got some answers to the questions you might have. Serving you is their business, and they've been doing it since 1983. That's Freeland Bean and Grain. Along with us, Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Jerry, you've got the plant of the week.
I do, Terry. And this week we're going to talk about beautyberry or coralberry. Coralberry or snowberry. It's a 3 to 5 foot shrub, high and wide, and blooms in June. And they're whitish blooms, but they're not really noted for their blooming. It's their white berry and their white fruit that's persisted into the winter. And when it drops its leaves, they're so evident. And they kind of stand out in a dreary time of the season when we're looking for some color on shrubs. It attracts birds, and another great thing for all those people that are battling the deer. Deer don't like them too much, so it works well there. And widely adaptable, sun, maybe part shade, but they're great plants. And easy to care for. They stay in that size I think a lot of people are looking for, in that 3 to 5 foot size. So they work in a lot of different settings for a lot of people.
Well, they sure do. And again, you've got them at the nursery.
We do, Terry, and we're here 9 to 5 weekdays. And this weekend, we're having a make and take on fall mums in a planter. You can put them in a pot and then add some other hydrangea blooms to them, and corn, and lots of things. Be creative. Come on out and see us and have a lot of fun creating your own little fall planter.
Hey, that sounds like a great idea. Jerry, thank you so much. You have a great weekend coming up, okay?
Yes, Saturday will be a lot of fun. Come out and see us.
Yeah. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Joe Kramer joins us right after this.
PowerLift hydraulic doors. Ever heard of them? PowerLift hydraulic doors is the largest hydraulic door manufacturer in North America, manufacturing and installing hydraulic doors for over 30 years. Covering the entire state of Michigan, we can custom design your new door up to 150 feet by 45 foot clear opening. We can fit your airplane hangar, agricultural shed, industrial or commercial structure with a strong, reliable, and high performance door. Nothing beats a PowerLift hydraulic door built right here in Marlette, Michigan. Our custom hydraulic doors are designed for your toughest jobs.
Hi, I'm Andy. The price we give you is the installed price, and you deal with us from the beginning to the end. To schedule your PowerLift door consultation, call 989-635-8017 and ask for Andy, or visit powerliftdoorsmi.com. PowerLift Hydraulic Doors of Michigan. When you need it done right, we lift you above the rest.
Joe Kramer is joining us right now with the Michigan Bean Commission. Joe, harvest continues. How far along are we, you think?
I'm thinking we got to be creeping up on 2/3 as a state. Certainly some classes of beans are done. Some areas have wrapped up. But I think the good news is I'm feeling just a little bit better about yield as we continue through progress. Some better beans coming off as we've surpassed the halfway point. Not record setting, but better than some of the early reports.
And right now, as far as quality goes, yeah, I would imagine we're dry.
We are, but everyone keeps telling me that quality has held up really well through that little rain delay we had. Created a little more dust, as you can see when you're out and about, but quality of the bean is exceptional this year, so we're feeling real good about that.
Oh, that's great. Joe, we'll talk to you again next week, okay?
Thanks, Terry.
You bet. Joe Kramer with the Michigan Bean Commission. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. And Craig, I was on the roads last night, and guess what I saw crossing the roads? Not only once, but twice and 3 times.
Oh, I bet I can figure that one out, Terry. I'm guessing it was probably a deer.
Yeah.
It's probably more than one.
Yeah, where there's one, there's always 1 or 2 or 3 more.
Exactly. You know, as we've got the combines out in the fields making a move, we've got bow hunting started yesterday. And of course, the youth hunt was going on before that. So they're definitely going to be out and about, and the days are getting shorter. So at night, we got to keep an extra special vigil for them. If you happen to collide with one of those critters in your vehicle, The coverage for that comes from the comprehensive piece of your auto policy. It typically has a lower deductible than your collision part, and it's also a cheaper part of the policy. So if you have a vehicle and you're thinking about taking some of the coverage off, maybe take the collision off, but you probably want to leave the comp on because of those critters moving right now.
I think that's going to apply to a few of us right now. Craig, thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, looking forward to being out on a beautiful Friday afternoon.
Yeah, it's going to be really nice. We're going to be out at Frankenmuth Corn Maze at Weiss Farms with Craig and Kim Weiss with Lingle Equipment. So we look forward to that. Let's check and see what's going on as far as our New York markets go. Do we have David on the line with us today?
I am, Terry. How are you?
Hey, real good, David Anderson. What's going on?
Well, the S&P 500 and NASDAQ hit intraday record highs as rate cut hopes trump shut down jitters. Currently, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 56 points at 46,385 on a volume of 420 million shares. The NASDAQ is ahead 59 points at 22,813 on a volume of 745 million shares. Locally, Deere is up 738 at 459.11. Caterpillar is up 573 at 486.55. CMS Energy is down 56 cents at 71.81. Dow was up 50 cents at 23.55. DuPont is up $1.40 at 79.62. Corteva is ahead $1.43 at 62.90. Huntington Bank is down 12 cents at 16.92. Independent Bank down 37 cents at 30.25. GM down $2.08 at 59.26. Ford down a dime at 12.16. Mosaic up 72 cents at 34.54, and Nvidia is up 242 at 189.66.
David Anderson, thank you so much. Do you have a yield monitor in your combine? Do you print off a pretty picture every year, but you don't know what to do with it? Why don't you have PC Ag Solutions analyze your data to help you make profitable decisions for the upcoming season? We can help you analyze your data from your planter, sprayer, or combine and compare it to your soil types and nutrient availability. Anything from the planting date to your speed, population, and variety to elevation, drainage, and in-season applications. We can help you make the most profitable decision on your farm. Call us today, 989-868-4444.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. Deadly attack outside a British synagogue on Yom Kippur.
It's devastating to hear on the holiest day of the year for the Jewish community.
2 dead, 3 seriously injured.
I'm Vicky Barker in London. After this morning's car and stabbing rampage at a Manchester synagogue, Scotland Yard confirming
counter-terrorism policing has declared this as a terrorist incident.
Police are being praised for their speedy response. 3 minutes after the first emergency call, specialist armed officers were being scrambled. 7 minutes after, they shot the suspect dead.
2 other people arrested in that case. CBS's Cammie McCormick reports European leaders are trying to counter Russia's aggressive drone behavior.
Denmark's prime minister opened the meeting.
Russia will not stop until they are forced to do so. And they are a threat, not only to Ukraine, but to all of us.
She said peace with Russia can only be achieved through strength.
We have to make our common Europe so strong that the war against us becomes unthinkable.
Here at home, CBS's Nicole Skanga has more on the Trump administration's troop push in several American cities.
The National Guard is expected to arrive in Portland imminently. We also know that the National Guard is expected to arrive in Memphis within the next few days or so. What we know at this point is that they won't be armed or masked. They also won't be making any arrests. Instead, that's going to fall largely on law enforcement.
On day 2 of the government shutdown, the White House is poised to order layoffs and cut Democratic programs. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
It's likely going to be in the thousands, and that's something that the Office of Management and Budget and the entire team at the White House here, again, is unfortunately having to work on today. These discussions and these conversations, these meetings would not be happening if the Democrats had voted to keep the government open.
An immigration judge has denied Kilmar Abrego Garcia's bid for asylum. He can appeal. CBS's Michael Wallace.
He was first denied asylum in 2019, but a judge did not deport him to El Salvador at the time because a gang there was targeting his family. When the Trump administration deported Abrego Garcia this past March, the Supreme Court ordered he be brought back, after which he was immediately charged with human smuggling.
A Royal Caribbean cruise ship that docked this morning in Miami was not a pretty sight. This passenger says the norovirus hit hard.
The last time I looked, they said there were like 98 people, but my guess is there were probably hundreds of people. Hundreds. My wife told me she went to the ladies' restrooms and we're all pretty messed up.
Checking Wall Street, right now the Dow is down 54 points. The S&P is down 4. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. We offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options. Visit Progressive.com today.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Partly cloudy skies and 64 degrees at 12:03. Good afternoon. Workshop. A 58-year-old man from Midland County has been sentenced to decades in prison for shooting his former girlfriend. This past August, William Calloway pleaded no contest to firing a gun into an occupied structure, causing injury, as well as felony firearm. In exchange, prosecutors dropped several other weapons charges. The Midland County judge sentenced him this week to between 12 and 32 years in prison. Investigators say the shooting took place September 12th last year at a home in Lee Township. Calloway was intoxicated and practicing with a .22 caliber handgun when he fired a round into the home, hitting the woman in the abdomen. Authorities say Calloway drove the victim and her 12-year-old granddaughter about 90 miles to Fremont instead of calling 911 and claims she had been shot by unknown suspects. The woman was later flown to a Grand Rapids hospital in critical condition. The granddaughter told police what actually happened, leading to Calloway's arrest. A First Amendment lawsuit against the Lowell area schools has been tossed out. The parents of a student claimed their rights were violated by prohibiting her from directly contacting staff and communicating with the school on social media. The case brought by Stephanie Boone was dismissed by a judge this week. The suit was part of a long history between Boone, the district, and a librarian who sued Boone, claiming harassment. Ford and GM have posted 8% sales increases in the third quarter. Here's Jeff Gilbert.
The story was similar at most car makers, with the industry up on average about 6%. Ford analyst Eric Merkel says it was a great summer, which many had expected to be weak. They were expecting payback after a strong spring.
What we saw in July, August, and now again in September, the sales are just coming in really strong.
A final rush for EV incentives meant record electric vehicle sales, double last year's EV sales at GM and Hyundai. Many company incentives are being extended to try to keep those sales from falling off a cliff. Jeff Gilbert, the Michigan News Network.
WSGW News Time, 12:05. Now for today's weather forecast. Partly cloudy skies today, a high of 74 degrees, and becoming clear this evening with a low of 47. Sunny skies both on Friday and on Saturday. Friday has a high of 85 degrees, and Saturday also an 85-degree high. This is WSGW, your connection to the Great Lakes Bay region and the world.
At Carmanis, cancer is everything we do, and we do it all right here in Michigan. Visit carmanis.org or call 1-800-CARMANIS. That's 1-800-KARMANOS.